Yo, this your boy Turner coming through another episode of Backyard Comedy. As always, I got my boy, excuse me, baby. Please say the baby.
Y'all already know that, man.
That really do that I got beside me.
Right here in the flesh and the spirit, brother.
Got that turban back on.
Okay,
hey,
yes I do.
And if you see this man right here, you already know it's the Backyard Inspiration.
Yes, it is.
How you doing today, Pops?
Hey, I'm doing good, man.
Always good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on. You know, it's brought to you by Real Demand TV. We're streaming in 172 countries. If you know anybody dealing with any type of substance abuse, make sure you holler at my man, Mr. Julius Rowe. He will get you moving in the right direction. Also by Dubby. All natural energy blend jitterless. Make sure you get that. Go on www.backyardcomedyllc.com. Stroll down to the bottom. You will see a 10% off discount for Dubby. Also check out our bios and just go around the page and see what you don't already know about us. What we do on the last episode? It's been a while. I can't even remember. It's been so long. It's been about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah,
put it in there right there. That's what we did last week.
Whatever.
Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
And we hope you have a happy holidays. But on this episode, what we doing, Ski?
We're going to talk a little bit, man, about going into the new year strong. We want you to go into the new year confident and consistent.
That's what I'm talking about.
You make your goals, man, and a lot of us, we used to do this, we make New Year's resolutions, right?
And I'm about to say that because I know you don't make New Year's resolutions.
I don't because I don't like to put myself in that zone and then I start something and don't get to finish it. So I just like to set goals and then just try to reach them best way I can.
Yeah.
Okay. What you feel on that, Pop?
Hey, I'm with it, man. Set your goals, go for it, and do what you can on it. The thing is, though, if you're going to set them, you need to write them down, or at least have them documented somewhere. And so that way you can check them off as you accomplish them. And even if you miss one or two of them, leave it there. You'll find out you accomplish it sometime later.
Yeah,
that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah, me too.
And it has happened that way.
But you got to write it down and actually do it to actually check them off. Don't write them down just to have them down there and they're always down there. Cause I feel like if you do that, that's what they're gonna be. They're gonna be stagnant. That's what I feel.
Hey man, I started writing them down earlier this year, like last year sometime. Well, I know a couple of them I already achieved them. You know what I'm saying? You say write them down, make a plan. You got to, you know what I'm saying, and you got to stay consistent with what you write down. You know, it takes a lot of strength though. To actually set a goal for yourself and do it. Mental strength and even with being consistent with it, sometimes you get weak at times. And, if you let other outside sources come in and throw you off your game, but write them down, keeps them there. My bad,
I mean, no, you good. You right. Because it is hard, man, and that's why you have to compartmentalize yourself on what works best for you at what time.
What are you talking today?
Sometimes we start off too strong and when we can't hold out that way. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta pace ourselves. Get to a point to where you can build off of and keep building off of throughout the year.
Yeah. I don't want to be the same version of Antonio that Antonio was in 2025, going over and being that same Antonio in 2026.
That shows growth. You even saying that right there.
Yeah. Another thing too, when you make those goals, always throw in some room for some flexibility, because things don't always run a constant line. Sometimes there's sometimes a little going one way or another way that you didn't expect. So always leave room for that, and that way, if you veer off a little bit, you won't get so disappointed about not making your goal that you just stop altogether.
And I'm glad you said that, Pac. I think that's some things that us as men don't talk about. Like if we do set a goal for ourselves and we don't accomplish it, it brings us down. I have felt like, hey, I knew I could have did or I should have did better. Like, what's the advice you have for people like that?
Well, I think it's good to have high expectations, but again, with that, also you got to be realistic. Yeah, you don't want to have your expectations so high that it's unachievable.
Yeah, I understand that all the time.
Yeah, you don't want to beat yourself up for something that was beyond your control, because you're not doing it. May not have been absolute neglect, or it might not have been you procrastinating. It could have been something as simple as I don't know, an illness. It could have been something that happened to someone else. A lot of things that can interfere with it that you shouldn't beat yourself up about. And then if you just missed it because of you, go go back, look at it, rewind, and see if it was really something you needed to do.
Yeah.
Because, when you go back and look at it, you may have taken another road, another angle that tells you, well, maybe that wasn't for me anyway. This new route has come, which I feel like is more prolific for me and would be one that would enhance what I'm trying to do even more. So I'm just going to just let it go.
Yeah.
That's real.
That was real now.
Because there was a lot of goals. A lot of people this year missed probably a lot of goals that they put down. And I feel like don't get discouraged on that. Because you don't know what God has for you. Even though that's your goal, God may have a bigger goal for you that also coincides with whatever your goal is, and you might not see it. So you have to be able to understand that even if you don't hit it right now, it might not be time for you to hit that goal. It might be time for you to just grow so you can get to another goal that God has for you.
Self-observation is always one of the biggest things that you have to do. It's one of the hardest things to do is to look at yourself and say, okay, I need to change this and actually change it. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard to do.
Yeah, and the book says, in all thy ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path.
I knew it was coming.
And so what you need to do is make sure that your goals you have set, first you acknowledge him and sought directions from him, and it's not just your goals. It's the Father's goals for you, which understands your ability, your giftedness, what you are strong at, more than you do. So if you look to him and allow him to give those goals to you through prayer, then all you got to do is follow his lead, and every goal will be accomplished. It's when we try to do things on our own a lot of times that we get knocked off track. So it's only when we stay focused and go to the Heavenly Father, for guidance, for strength, and for all those things that are necessary to accomplish the goal, that they will happen. I told him this morning, I said, when we go to the Lord, we always go to him and we come to an agreement with him. We bring something to the table, he brings something to the table. Well, in Christendom, we call that a covenant. The thing that's unique about the covenant is that, especially as it pertains to God, when Abraham made a covenant, when he made it with one of his peers, they both brought something to the table. When he made a covenant with the kings, they both brought something to the table. But when you make a covenant with God, God literally brings everything to the table. Even the things that you vow to do, he's the one that gives us the strength to do them. We can't do them outside of him. So he gives us everything we need to accomplish what we told him we were going to accomplish. And then he comes to bring his stuff to the table. So he's bringing everything. So you can't, you can't miss out like that.
And this is how I know what you're saying is 100% true. Because years ago, when I got married, I didn't consult God about my marriage. I just got married. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pray about it, and we just decided we were gonna get married. We got married, and unfortunately, God won't please. It didn't go how it didn't go how it was supposed to go. And we're the best of friends now, but we end up getting a divorce. But I feel like if we would have went through and done that covenant, I believe it would have been stronger than what it was. So I learned that that the things you want in your life, you do have to go to God in prayer. For those of y'all that know my strength, play my strength in the Lord.
I think too, you want to get counseling. You want to make sure you get premarital counseling.
Oh, indeed. And we were just talking about that a few weeks ago.
And that way, when you get into it, at least you won't go into it ill-advised. And so a lot of times too, like you said, you might have got into it and God wasn't pleased with it. It might not have been none of God's business at all. He probably didn't care either way.
See, people don't talk about that. People don't talk about that.
That's he said, okay, you gonna do it, you handle it, you make it right, you fix it up. Now that doesn't mean that you can't salvage it through going to God, but it's going to take both of you all striving to do that. It can't just be one of the parties that are present. It's got to be both people.
That makes
equally yoked.
And a lot of times, see, people put God in the midst of an equation, and God, like, I ain't even in that for him. I don't have nothing to do with that. That's you. You're down in the area I gave you dominion over. You have the control there, so you take care of it. Don't call me because you didn't ask me from the beginning. So why you expecting me to show up now? Not unless you both are going before him, and first of all, renewing your life with him, and then second of all, renewing your vows and making sure your vows are biblically sound and your relationship runs off the premises of what the word allows.
I should have called you before him.
I think you should.
That was years ago. Well, I was really just telling. Look, I was telling Little O the other day that I was just telling him that our people, black folks, always try to say, God told me this, God told me this. And sometimes God ain't told them nothing. They just use that to try to keep you in a certain place or certain area. You know, I just told him that. I showed it.
Yeah, because they know somebody has a fear of God, so they're trying to use that, trying to drop that name in order to gain more leverage. That's all.
Manipulation, just manipulation.
Yeah, manipulation.
Yeah. But if you're strong in the mind, that's why it's gonna be strong. You got to be strong in the mind.
Yeah, you got to
read, educate yourself.
Your own. That's right. You have your own relationship. Read your own Bible, and you know what's the truth and what's not.
That's real.
So, other ways of staying strong before we get on to being consistent. What are other ways that you can stay strong in your mind for the year 2026? The other O.
Man, I mean, it's a lot of different ways to stay strong with your mind. I mean, it's not only your mind; it's got to be your body. You got to stay strong in all aspects, because breakdown in one aspect could cause you to break down in other aspects. If you're overworking them.
Come on, other preacher.
Well, anyway, so we just got to understand, man, that to be around things and that strengthens us and cut off things that doesn't. We got to understand that we have friends and we have environments that we go into daily that doesn't feed the strength of what we need of our nature and what we need to keep going towards Christ. So we got to learn how to limit those if we can, and also cut off if we can.
I tell you what they are.
Because a lot of times we say that going into the new year, we're going to do that, and we're going to cut off a lot of these people, and we're going to cut off a lot of things, and then we end up staying with them a whole nother year. And it's a whole nother, and we going into a whole nother year, and we doing the same thing that we said we was going to cut off.
I think sometimes with cutting people off, you have to change yourself. When you change yourself, those people fall off anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because
if you allow them.
Yeah, you definitely gotta allow them. Now, some people just hold on to them because they want to keep that whole thing. Yeah, I have too, but you definitely gotta let them go because you can't grow holding on to something, holding on, and they holding on to you and all this other stuff.
I'd also think another thing for next year, man, be more mindful and aware of social media. Is getting worse and worse.
Yes, it is,
and it's influencing the mind faster than the average speed how it was before. So I think that's another thing to be, watch us, of course. But I think another thing to be mindful is the social media, and like me and Onyx were just talking about earlier. We seen how we're talking about how a rapper had went to a school and the way she was dressed, and that's their thing is to target kids, target kids' mindsets. But not only kids, it's a lot of adults that don't pay attention to certain things, and then they get swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed?
You stupid.
They happen like that. You just gotta be mindful and like stay strong because some of that stuff it will grab hold.
I mean, you gotta understand, it's a reason why we have countries now that are cutting off
they banning
social media for kids.
You gotta be 18.
It's a reason. Australia is one of them. So we got to understand.
It's a necessary thing too, because the enemy comes in. There are three gates that he will enter into. You're going to go with the pride of life. You're going to go with. He's going to come in through the mind or through the ear. The lust of the flesh. And then he's going to try to get you that way or one of those two ways.
Now that's why I started sweating. Now I get off of there. I get off of there when I start sweating on the flesh. Tell him, Twitter ain't a place for you to be.
Nah, bro, it's definitely not.
Get out of here right now.
Definitely not, man.
Get off of there.
It was different when we was kids. Like, it was hard to find that kind of stuff.
It's very hard.
Unless you wear, my daddy and them, they had little tapes. We young, but not now. You don't. None of that. Ain't nothing hidden anymore.
Like Onyx was saying before, I remember him saying it's an agenda. You know what I'm saying? They want you to see that because it desensitizes you to a certain degree, and then like with them watching it, the next generation is just like nothing. It's just like
it keeps the mind fooled. So now they can keep the black on black. They can keep the young black men getting arrested because they want to be the new rappers. They think you need to switch to be the man of the town, and the switch to get you 20 years per bullet. Just so you know.
Ain't lying.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah. And you got to be careful about that, and then you got to make wise decisions. And like you said, social media, of course, it's a problem because it's something that was created to draw attention.
It's what it was doing,
and it's very profitable. people. And so each individual have to be wise enough to make decision that's going to enhance their lives and not enhance whatever the product is that's being sold. You know, you can't keep giving your, I don't know, the book says something about pearls to the swine.
There you go.
Can't keep giving that.
That's what you think it do.
Which is only to the dogs. So you can't give your value to something that doesn't value it, or someone who doesn't value it.
Say that again, Pop. I don't think they heard that. I don't think they heard that.
You got to be careful because you don't want to give your value to something that doesn't value it, or someone who doesn't value it.
I have done that. I have done that, and they still turn out to be unvalued.
Yeah. And so you got to make sure then that you know, as he was stating and you all stating, you want to you got to cut things off. If it's not helping you, it's hurting you. There is no in between. You
got that right.
You know, and so you got to know that. You got to understand that. You got to realize that.
The problem or the solution.
Yeah. And I was thinking about something we was talking about, because since we're entering into a new year, and we were saying what we want to do to make our next year better. But I also thought of this too. If I made goals last year and I didn't meet those goals, it makes it easier not to meet the goals the next year. Because failing, you know, once I fail or once I'm an underachiever, then I'm okay with underachieving or failing. So I make it something that is acceptable in my life. And when I do that, and it becomes the norm, now it's a lifestyle. And when it becomes my lifestyle, and it becomes something that's habitual, now I got to be delivered from it. And deliverance is a whole nother can of worms, simply because just like it was a process for me getting into it, it's going to be a process for me getting out of it most of the time.
Indeed.
You heard about alcoholics and stuff going cold turkey. Well, that the term implies that when they go that route, they're not going to use any medication, no medications, no aid or anything like that. So they're going to suffer as they try to distance themselves from that behavior.
Put you on New Jack City.
And sometimes, sometimes it costs us a life, especially when you start talking about drugs that your body has become addicted to, like heroin and stuff like that. And even
that null and void.
Even that. People have died trying to kick the habit. Because the body wasn't strong enough, and they used it so long, it is so compromised their immune system that the body couldn't fight off the diseases and stuff that was coming, because you're going to get something like flu and cold and all that kind of stuff, and it turned into pneumonia, and next thing you know, you don't have the white blood cells to fight it off, and you die as a result of trying to get delivered.
Well, I tell you, I thank God for deliverance. He delivered me,
bro. I thank God too, bro. Because we could be out there trying to figure out where we gonna go ourselves.
Well, every person is entertained with that, and a man always has choices. So you got to make the right choices if you want a better year. You can't blame anybody else for your decisions.
That's real.
And so in this upcoming year, stop playing the blame game. They accept real adults, male or female, accept responsibilities for their actions.
Accountability is the word for 2026.
Accountability.
Yes, it is.
I know some that won't take it, won't do it. They won't do it.
They won't.
They won't do it, and I hope you're watching, because it's you that I'm talking about. You won't do it, and then they won't do it. They won't do it.
And when they won't do it, then you need to separate from them, because they'll have you not doing it by condoning that behavior. And you're being casual with them, or you're aiding them, condones that behavior. So hey, they're gonna say, I don't have to do it. It was their fault. I know people who've never done anything positive or never worked a job over a few months, because it's always somebody else's fault. Well, every job you have, it can't be the boss's fault every time.
I gotta work. I gotta work.
Some people just don't want to work, man. They just don't want to do the work that it takes.
You probably watching. And we are talking about you. You got to work.
If the shoe fits, the shoe fits.
I mean, hey man, I'm glad. I thank God I was raised around men like this and other men that taught me true values, how to handle the household, take care of the household, and also what we say, Skeezy, defend the household. That's what we. If I got to do it,
you better.
If I got to pull that rocket launch out now,
you know what I'm talking about.
And what it is, because the way the world is going now, we just talked about that. We seen a video where they had dressed up like UPS men.
Oh man.
FedEx man, whichever one went in and killed them people, and probably still didn't even get nothing out of the household. You know what I'm saying? That can happen anywhere. People do that all the time. I just hit the group chat up and said, hey man, if you're not armed, not just in the Lord. If you're not armed in the house,
that's right.
you need to get it because you need to
Yeah.
protect yourself and learn the laws and learn how to handle your firearm to take care of your family.
You said
that's
something
real.
important. You got to learn the laws. You got to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
Because a firearm becomes a weapon that can be used against you
Sure
if you don't
can.
understand
Exactly.
how to use it. And I did something that was probably a little bit contradictory to some. And we had concealed weapon classes at the church.
Oh, that
that's
they
what's
should
up.
do. They should
Yeah,
do that.
and, you know, I mean, we're still a nation that has the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
Well, I want to make sure that everybody that I know who is bearing an arm knows how to bear it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
People done shot themselves now.
Oh, yeah.
To the ball.
I mean, you take it out and they take it from you. Now, where are you?
Now.
You know what I'm saying?
Baby, please, help me, please.
Don't shoot the
You know.
Yeah, it's all about the education of what
It
you
is.
use.
Yeah.
You got to know how to use something before you can get it and use it right.
Yeah.
You can get it. You can get a lot of things,
Right.
but if you use it wrong, it can always be used against you.
In
Yeah.
2026, you can holler at my man, put it right here, Mr. Barrino, one dope instructor.
Shout
He
out
will
to
get
him.
you
Yeah.
trained.
He sure
You
will.
need no,
Get you right.
especially our women out here.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want no gun, man. You need something. Mace don't stop everybody.
Nah.
Tasers don't stop everybody.
Showdown.
You know, you gonna need something that's gonna.
They
put
got
the-
that new thing out called that banana.
He got that banana clip.
That banana will do it.
Yeah. You
That
ain't
tear gas will do it.
Yeah. I ain't messing with that tear gas. now.
Dude, it breaks
Ooh.
down
That's
like a
level
fraction,
3, ain't
son.
it? And they
Yeah.
level 3 classifications.
Yeah, they break it on down like a
What
fraction.
that is.
And
What
like-
that
What are the
is.
tear gas
You
bullets?
Yeah.
Oh
You shoot it, and it shoots like a gun. It looks like a gun.
Yeah.
And it actually launches out, and I forgot how many feet it go. It goes up to 100 yards, 100 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
That's way, that distance is
Enough space, yeah.
enough space so they don't get to you. And when you hit it with them, they ain't moving.
Yeah, because if you get
'Cause it's
if
blind.
you hit that camera right there,
Yeah.
you're too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's gonna blind them. And
Yeah.
they're not gonna, and so now you're good.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. If they don't want to to use something that shoots full metal jackets or hollow points or whatever.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It's all legal, but
know.
but you need to learn and you need to get yourself
Become
together
familiar with it.
because it's getting
Yeah.
worse and worse out here, and they are targeting black women. You know,
Yeah,
women
they
taking
definitely are.
they're taking Ubers and they're getting kidnapped and all that stuff. At least you have something that you can defend yourself and hey, whatever have to happen,
Yeah.
it just gotta happen. All right. I'm not gonna be scared. I'm not. I ain't been scared in 2026 or 2025, 2024. If it is what it is, I'm gonna protect my household and my family and myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt nobody, but I ain't out here living those kind of lifestyles or anything. So, yeah, it's for it.
The funny thing is the ones that's not scared are the ones that don't know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot
Yeah.
of women, they just grabbing guns and just mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But the old
that's
school say the ones that are scared will kill you faster than the killer.
No, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's true
Because they're
too.
scared.
Mess with a scared
Yeah.
person.
No, you can't mess
No,
with
you
scary.
can't.
They ain't even mean it. You know.
That's true.
Oh, go ahead, Pop.
No,
Sorry.
I was just going to say then, what you talked about that. We were talking about that though. We were talking about something about equipping your mind and your brain. You got to feed your mind.
Yeah.
And you got to feed it positive stuff.
All the
And
time.
it can't just be. And then I mean, there's some good stuff on social media. So I'm not a social media hater, and just like was stated, but there's bad stuff up there. But how do you know what is and what isn't?
Right.
You're gonna have to get information outside of it in order to evaluate it.
That's right.
So you
Yeah.
got to make sure that you're exposing yourself to something that's going to equip you so that you can make a sound decision about what you're going to do, about what you're involved with, about who and, who you're attached to or who's attached to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because-
I think I made my algorithm messed up.
No, yeah, because I mean, honestly, you'll see something and it'll be close to the truth, and you'll believe it.
Yeah.
But it's not the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do your
And
own
so-
research.
See, that's why I don't even check GTP. I don't.
I mean, you use it or not, but understand that you got to go past that. You got to
Yeah.
go past and learn have your own knowledge on things. You do your own research.
Yeah.
Have your own discernment.
Yep.
And AI, the way it can mimic something and make it look just like it.
Yep.
And you've got to be almost an expert to identify the flaw.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you need to know what is and what isn't.
Yep.
And Chat GPT is a good thing. And I mean,
It can
I've got
be.
some information off of it. I looked at it, but when I asked it something that I knew, just to compare what it would say. And yeah, it gave some good information, but then I noticed there's a little bit of flaws in it. So that
Yep.
still tells you
Yep.
in utilizing that, you still got to do your homework.
Yeah.
That can't be the sole source.
Absolutely.
And I mean, even when I study the Bible, and all the years I've studied it, I always tell people you need to have at least at least three or more sources that you're studying from. And as you study these unique sources, it's where they intersect. It's where you find the truth. Because every person is going to be partial to their idealism and to what they think and where they want someone else to launch or to go or to travel. So in order for you not to just follow them and fall for whatever they're doing or doing what they say, it may not be for you. It may be right for them and wrong for you. In order for you to find out what's right for you, you got to find the whole truth, and you got to find out where the intersecting line is, because the truth has no favorites. And the truth has no respect of person. The truth is always going to be the truth, because the truth is constant.
Absolutely.
And I tell people this: whenever you're dealing in truth, you don't have to prove it, because the truth proves itself.
It sure does every time.
I almost stood up and said, "Anybody want to go?" I sure did. Like, you be going through that, man. I'll tell you. I love listening to you talk about it. I do. Everybody I don't like to listen to, but I love listening to you. That's just the truth. I ain't gonna lie. That's just the truth. So real quick, man, before we get up out of here, man, a few things about staying consistent. So we can head up out of there, man. I know I'll just use the podcast as an example, man. We do a lot with it. Sometimes we get down and out, but we still stay consistent. A lot of people always inbox us or email us and say, "Hey, man, I like how y'all do, man. I like the fact y'all stay consistent." And some days we don't want to do something. Some days that's just how it go with anything. But we still do it. What's some things down there other old that you would say about being consistent?
Well, more so on the whole, just things that we can do throughout the year, and consistency is going to help with this as well. But we need to.
Oh, he pulled it up.
We got about 5 different things I pulled up here.
Come on, brother.
Stop trying to do it all. One thing is we try to do too much, and we can't succeed in one thing if we spreading ourselves too thin amongst a bunch of different things.
That's the truth there.
So be consistent in knowing where you don't have to do it and you don't fit in.
That's right.
And it's not for you. You got to be consistent in knowing what is for you and what isn't for you. That's consistency. You got to know that. But the only way you know that, again, is that you have got to have something that will prove it to you, show you to it, reveal it to you, because you can't. It's not going to drop out of the cosmos. Just like people talk about the Bible or church or anything like that. And you got so many people thinking that what mainstream preachers do or whatever everybody do, it just drops out of the cosmos. It does not. It's I'm telling you, it's hours and hours and hours of studying.
We ain't talking about money long.
No. And then you got to make sure that you understand that, and you should study, and that you make yourself available. I was talking to him today, and we was talking about nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
You got to have something.
Yeah. So we said that, and I just use for something, nothing in is nothing out. And so the thing is this, in Owen Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, he talks about the runners in racing. They talk about the preparation. It talks about how they condition themselves. Anybody who's going to achieve, you have to condition yourself. You have to listen. You have to be in training and working when everybody else is out partying. Everybody else is being social. And partying doesn't mean you're getting drunk and all that. You're just being social. And while they're being social, for you to be the best you and to perfect your craft, you're going to have to deny yourself of some of those things. There is no way that you are going to have any degree of success that's going to be lasting if you do not make some sacrifices.
Man, you talking to me over here. I ain't lying to you.
That's the thing. So that's what you got to know what it is and what it is. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I like how you do that now. But tag team duo.
Number 2 is piggyback off that is living with intention. So that's part of living with intention of what he was just saying.
Living that means deliberate though.
Go ahead. Run through there.
That means you deliberately do it. You deliberately do it. And we was talking about firearms. For anybody to become an expert with a firearm, they got to intentionally go somewhere and fire that gun and practice. Fire at a target, not just fire in the air, not just fire in the ground, not just shoot it because they want to hear the sound. But they got to listen. They've got to point it at a target, and they have got to intentionally home in readjust and learn about the firearm, learn about their skill set, breathing, all of that is included in it. And you got to learn how to calm yourself down. You got to understand it. And the more practice you do, the more familiar you become with it. The more familiar you become with, the more of a second nature it will become. And when it becomes your second nature, you don't have to think about it. It is an automatic response.
Got that right.
It is an involuntary response. When it becomes an involuntary response, now you can do with it what needs to be done.
And I used to stutter, so I used to hold that thing like that right there.
It won't hit nothing.
And blamed it on the gun.
That's what it is. It was a high point. It was a high point.
Yeah.
You know, high points ain't no good.
It was a high point.
Sure.
Locking up just like you. But we'll finish this off real quick, man. And we talked about this earlier. If something's not a complete yes, a definite yes, then it needs to be cut off. It's a no. It needs to be a no.
Yeah.
Cut off in people who drag you down. We talked about that earlier. People and things who drag you down, and then clutter. Any clutter that you, anytime you feel like you're claustrophobic, you feel like it's too much, get rid of some things. It's okay to get rid of some things. We have problems with that sometimes. I know I have some problems with getting rid of some things.
You inherited
tell you
it.
that.
Yeah, that's real talk, right? That's real talk.
I say he inherited it.
Hey, you being honest though. You being honest though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's
Go
even
through
in the
that now.
mind also, not just physical. That's in your mind too.
Yeah.
You gotta let
It
some
makes a
things go in
difference.
your
You gotta
mind.
declutter.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
And we do. I was working for the county, and ever so often you have to take the computer system, and you have to take all of that information out. You have to what do they call that when you?
We just did it, and I can't even think of it.
It's a type of decluttering. Purge.
Purge.
You have to purge the
Purge the
system.
information.
You have to purge the system. That means you get out the stuff that is no longer valid, no longer up to date, that you're no longer using. You get all that stuff out. Why? Because it frees space for stuff that is valid, stuff that you are using. So every so often, we got to purge our system.
Yeah.
And we not only do we need to purge our system, we need to cleanse our system. You know, take some of the stuff out that you don't have. And whatever career you're in, you might need to purge yourself about that career, because you may have been in it so long that you think you know it by heart when there's some updates that you need. Not telling you to change careers, but purge it. Fine tune it.
Absolutely.
So you can be a better you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You got to do it.
I was gonna ask you what you thought for the last thought, but that
That'll be
that was good. Yeah,
indeed.
I would say, man, for my final thought, getting up out of here, man, I would say, you know, that was everything everybody said is correct, man. Take that into consideration. I know a lot of people look at us and they look up to us looking at this show. You know what I mean? I think all the guests we had for the year 2025, you know, shout out to y'all for sticking with Backyard Comedy with the fans, for staying with us through the Backyard Inspirations, through everything, just hitting us up, saying how, you know, Pop's word helped y'all in some type of way, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
You know, keep that up. Keep emailing us. Keep inboxing us. Let us know what you want to hear, and we got you. If it's some things in 2026, don't do too much. Don't do too much. We try to do it everything. If it's something you just simply can't do, just simply say, no, I ain't able.
Yeah.
You don't got to do everything to please everybody. You know,
That's
I talk to these boys about that all the time. You know, to me, the man I am with my family, I try to be here and do this child, this, and that it'll wear you thin. And nobody care about you wearing thin when they want you to do something.
Nobody cares.
They just want you to do it, and that's it. But you got to have the power of the mind to say, I ain't able.
Yeah. Put a new word in your vocabulary. No.
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
I thought it was
got that.
gonna be bigger than that.
He know that.
No.
You got that.
You can do that one now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say what I would say if Pop's up here, but you know.
I declined.
Yeah.
Explicit.
I decline.
Yeah, I declined.
What you gotta do?
Stay consistent. Consistency adds to strength adds to confidence. You know what I'm saying? I remember
Well, some
earlier
good
we said
today,
something. That steak burger at Truck Grill. But yeah,
real.
man, all those go together, man. One without the other, you make it weaker for you. You know what I'm saying? It's harder for you to stay consistent if you're not confident in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Or you lose strength when you ain't confident. You know, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It
they all
all goes
work
in
together.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
all goes together. So that's
Absolutely.
one thing I would say. Make sure that you're staying consistent on staying confident and confidence on strength and all that. You got to keep all those things in check, man. Let go of things that don't serve you. Just like Onyx said, because I mean, it'll pull you down. It's easier for somebody to pull you down for you to pull them up. You know, drop that dead weight. 2026, we got to do more than what we were doing in 2025. You know what I'm saying? The things got to go up, man. That's where they're gonna go.
I just want to give these flowers before I head up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, Pops, Other old Dooley. I appreciate y'all, man, because the circle and the bond that we have, you know. Can I talk about this?
You can talk about
I called Pops the other day just to simply just pray for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you gotta have people like that in your corner. You gotta be able to have a solid foundation, man. I know a lot of people got a lot of friends, but you really ain't even friends. You know what I mean? You really ain't anything, to be honest.
You can't call them to do what you need. You can call them to do what you want, though.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? And I'm glad of the brothers I got right here, and some of y'all that ain't here today, you know, but y'all know who you is. I thank God for you, man. Like we can politic and iron sharpen iron, and we can sharpen each other. Yeah. If we friends and I ain't sharpening you and you ain't sharpening me, guess what? No, farewell.
Time to go.
What's up with that, Pop? What's your final thought?
My final thought is this, you know, as we talk about perfecting and perfecting something, nothing is perfected without practice. And then, you know, you can never get to the point where you think you're so perfect at what you do that you stop practicing. Because the moment you start practicing, you start failing.
Yep.
And most people will not go the extra mile to perfect what they have. Just because you can do it better than somebody else, that doesn't mean you're at the best that you can be. And the competition is not with anybody else anyway. The things that we fell in, and the things that we allow to happen in our lives, and the things that we go through, a lot of times we allow them ourselves, and we become our own worst enemy. So get yourself out of the way. Understand what you've been created to do. Don't let next year find you where you were last year or the year before or this year, trying to do something that's just not for you. You want to do it to prove something to somebody else. You want to do it so you can appear a certain way to somebody else, or to accomplish goals that's not going to add 1 cubit to your statue. You know, be who you are, love yourself, you know, love who God has created you to be. You're skillfully and wonderfully made. And know that there's nobody like you, and you have something to offer. So let's bring it forth in this new year. As a matter of fact, Wednesday I'm going to talk about, are you ready for your next?
That's real. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready for your next. You got to keep practicing. Be ready for your next.
Yeah. Well, you ain't got nothing else?
Nah, man, let's get it.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Shout out to Pops, man. This is one of the last Backyard Inspirations for the year 2025.
Hope y'all get something
from it. Take something from it. Like I said, hit us up, email us, backyardcomedy3@gmail.com. Hit us on all our social medias, Backyard Comedy LLC, inbox us. You know what I mean? We look forward to y'all next year. We got some things coming. I ain't gonna take you just yet, but in about a month or so, you will be knowing we got some major things coming, man. Shout out to the good Lord for always taking care of us, man. As always, I got my boy. Oh, excuse me, baby. Please hit it, baby.
You already know that.
That really do that I got over here.
Really down here in the flesh and the spirit, brother.
Pops right here beside me. How you doing?
Hey. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm your boy, Vocal 26. We appreciate y'all, and we love y'all. Time is a precious thing to waste, so don't waste it by not watching Backyard Comedy. Appreciate you, and we love you. Again.
Peace out.